What's up, guys? After the loss last night, I wanted to make a video. I'm a little disappointed in the game plan, the way the team played, basically how the whole thing went down. You could argue that the best player on the field for the Bills last night was their punter, and that's never good. So I plan on diving into that, going through where I think they went wrong game plan wise, and also some bright spots. All hope isn't lost, but 2 weeks in a row on national TV, they kind of laid an egg. I'm about to be real with it. Before we get into that, I want to let everybody know about the best CBD company in Buffalo, Vitality. Vitality has a wide range of products such as salves to put on your skin, water-soluble CBD, organic CBD, and pet CBD. If you're somebody who's thinking about CBD or an everyday user like me, I suggest you check out their link in my description below. Use the promo code GETTHETABLES for 30% off of your order. You will not regret it. All right, so getting into the game itself, the defense wasn't great. I will say that they did hold the Chiefs to a season-low 26 points. That might have been the one bright spot on defense. They could not stop the run. They got gashed. It was the most any Andy Reid coach team has ever rushed for. It was in the 200s. It was brutal. They torched them, basically, on the ground. And I think it highlighted the glaring needs that the Bills have. They missed Star Lotulelei sorely, and Jordan Phillips was a bigger loss than any of us really thought. Also, with the addition of Matt Milano being out, this defense is a shell of what it was, and yes, I understand they were playing the best team in the NFL, but third down conversion rate was brutal. They were like 70% on third down, and you're not going to win any games like that. I feel like a lot of it's on the coaching staff too. They failed to make adjustments in game. When Kansas City was clearly pounding the ball, they kept sending four. Very rarely did they send the blitz because they were scared of the pass. But you know what? After a while, when you're down 2 scores, you got to pick your poison. If they're gashing you that bad in the run game, then you got to send more guys. They're going to score on the ground anyway. So would you rather have that 5 or 6 minutes off the clock and have them score anyway, or just have them score quick? And this kind of gets into my second point of the Bills were hell-bent, in my opinion, not to get into a shootout with this team. But the thing is, they didn't realize, or they didn't want to realize, that they have the firepower to get into a shootout with this team. Their offense is good. I know it was rainy. I know the conditions weren't the best. But they have the firepower. They have a quarterback. As far as the offense goes, Josh Allen missed 2 passes on the first 2 plays of the game. And then they basically kind of abandoned the passing game. They were determined to run the ball to keep Mahomes off the field. And they kind of shot themselves in the foot because they're not a good running team. I was encouraged by Allen's rushing. I liked the fact that he didn't take many hits and he got down and he didn't fumble the ball, thankfully. But when it got late into the third quarter and they were down 2 scores, they were still trying to run the ball with like Zach Moss. And it's like, guys, you have a quarterback who has been playing pretty well. Let him go. Let him loose. It seemed to me, at least, that they waited too long to go back to their air raid passing game. And by the time they went back to it, there wasn't enough time in the game. I just think the game plan in general, whether it was to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field or whether it was because of the weather, was terrible. They didn't want to get into a shootout with the Chiefs. They have the personnel to get into a shootout with the Chiefs. Now, I don't want to be that guy who just complains and doesn't give them any credit. They did at times run it effectively with Allen, with Singletary, and with Moss. I just think there comes a time in the game where time's running out and you kind of have to change it up because you're down. Now, I do have faith that this team is still an 11 or 12 win team. They hit a bit of a speed bump, but they're definitely going to be in the conversation. They're a good football team. The Jets are just what the doctor ordered this week. It doesn't matter if it's Darnold or Flacco. The Bills are going to steamroll the Jets. And then it's on to New England. And you know what? That matchup is looking juicier by the day. I still think we're winning the division. I think we're the best team in the division, but we got to prove it. Now that we faced 2 really good AFC teams, I think it's clear that the Bills are probably the 5th best team in the AFC behind the Titans, the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Chiefs. That is definitely subject to change. As of now, that's where I am with them. The only thing I'm really concerned about is that this coaching staff wants to be a running team. That would be alarming because they're not very good at running the ball. This coaching staff wants to get back to the run, which isn't a terrible idea, But when you're not a good running team, don't fix what isn't broken. I have faith that eventually they'll get it together. Next week they have the Jets. Maybe we can get Adam Gase fired. I highly doubt it because the Jets seem hell-bent on getting through the season with that guy as their coach. It is what it is. As everybody knows, the best way to support this channel is by smashing the shit out of the like button and subscribing. But if you feel like going the extra mile, I have a Patreon linked in the description below. It'll really help me out, it'll help the channel out, and it will help all of you get more better quality content. I want to thank everybody for watching this. It sucks we basically got ran over 2 weeks in a row on national TV, but the day isn't that dark. The sky is not falling. I would hope that everybody wouldn't abandon this team over 2 poor games against 2 really good teams. Hopefully everybody has a good week. Go Bills.